can't be defended. He's out across the 30, the 20, and will score.
Top-seeded London is still in the bracket, and so is the Arizona Scorpions and the Florida Storm. Good evening, everyone. I'm Cameron Irvine alongside Tyler Falk, and tonight it's the quarterfinals, final game of the weekend here on Next Level Sports. How you doing, Tyler?
I'm doing fantastic, Cam. Looking forward to this, what should be a very tightly contested ball game.
Yes, it should. It should be a terrific game. More from that London game coming up at the half. And tonight we've got the 5-4 matchup. The winner goes to face the London Knights and MVP strong candidate Robert Merrill. Let's start first with the Florida Storm. Tyler, this group is an incredible defensive football team, especially in their secondary.
Like you said, especially in their secondary, they're second in terms of total takeaways this season with a total of 39 all told in the regular season. They're coming into their first playoff game, of course, having that bye week, and they like to harass opposing quarterbacks. And it's not just the defensive secondary that should get a lot of attention. It's the front seven, the linebackers, defensive line. They combine very well season in, season out, especially leading the middle of that line. Big, sexy number 69, Alex Dominguez, is always near the top of the league when it comes to tackles behind the line of scrimmage and sacks.
The Arizona Scorpions, Tyler.
The Scorpions, this is going to be a very challenging game for them. They have never won at the I in both iterations of the I, especially when Florida was back in Alaska when they were playing up in Anchorage. They also called that stadium up there the I. They have yet to take down Florida there. They only have a couple of wins in terms of this matchup history, only two, and both have come at home in season 14 and season 17, right before they took on the Florida Storm for a second time in season 17, lost to them in the playoffs. What's going to be the key for Arizona this time out versus Florida is what they've been able to do every single game this season. They have kept Ashley Jackson, the quarterback, clean. Third this season in terms of least sacks given up by that offensive line with 13. She has been the most accurate quarterback in terms of completion percentage, 77.3, tops in the league. This is a completely different offense, if you don't mind me saying so, Cam, with how consistent she's been able to play and find all of her receivers. They have finally gotten to grips with bringing in Ryan Owens and Connor Weston over the offseason from season 18, and now things are starting to be put together, especially now on that defense, which of course Eddie Gage prides himself on. Lots of tacklers back there. Hunter Norwood looking for career tackle for loss 200 tonight, and he's leading the team in sacks with 6.5 coming into this quarterfinal.
It should be an excellent game. Arizona Scorpions and the Florida Storm. It is coming up after this break. The quarterfinals. Who's going to take on London in the semis? We'll find out shortly. We'll be right back. You're watching the SFL presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports.
Next Level Sports welcomes you to the following presentation of the Simulation Football League.
London, Mexico City, and Baltimore have already punched in their ticket to the semifinals next weekend. We have one more ticket to punch, and is getting punched at the eye in Fort Lauderdale, Florida, as the home Florida Storm hosts the visiting Arizona Scorpions. Welcome into the broadcast booth, everybody, inside the eye. It's Chris Curtis and Brett Solberg. And Brett, a Florida defense matched up against a very good Arizona offense should be a good one to determine who moves on.
Yeah, and you're going to see two things out of this one. It's mainly going to be the rematch of Week 11 that we saw earlier this season, where Florida did eke out a victory against them 30-23. But again, that's 5 weeks ago at this point, 6 weeks ago for some. You have to think there's going to be two different ball clubs coming into this matchup now. Ashley Jackson has become a lot more of a consistent quarterback as of recently, and the Florida Storm's defense has been tougher than ever. It's going to be which side of the football breaks first. Is it going to be that Storm defense, or is it going to be that Scorpions offense that's going to lead their teams to victory here?
And a lot has been made of the Florida secondary, and we talk about them now with Evan Carroll and Ryan Davidson, the 1-2 punch in the cornerback spot. For those guys, they will go up against TJ Punk and Connor Weston, 1-2 respectively, the two wide receivers, top of the roster for Arizona.
Yeah, you're talking about two guys there that have had an equal share of receptions over the last 5 weeks. Weston has had 28 receptions, and Punk has had 31. So it's going to be up to Florida secondary as to where Ashley Jackson's going to throw that football and get those deflected passes and interceptions.
We are just about ready for football here. 5 teams left in the chase for the Season 19 championship. We cut that down to 4 right now as the kickoff is away. Back deep is Art Vanderlei, and he has it at the 3-yard line. Brings it left, now back right at the 20 to the 25-yard line, and that is where the Florida Storm will start this drive at the 26, led by Ron Cochran, by former league MVP Charlie Bullet Boletsky, and then J.W. Doyle, the fullback, backing up Boletsky.
And you're going to see a lot of Bullet Boletsky coming into probably their first couple drives here this season. Ron Cochran has been playing more like Ron Swanson as you see his stats coming into this season.
Under center is Cochran, and immediately a free play. He's going to be looking to get rid of it, but he gets taken down. Doesn't matter in the grand scheme of things as he'll get 5 yards and a repeat first down.
Yeah, but you got to love the aggressiveness here from Florida to start things off. They're not the flashiest team in terms of, sacks and tackles for loss. They're only, in the bottom half of the league in that category, more specifically 27th, second last in league for tackles for loss. So if you really want to shake things up for Florida, you bring that defensive line out aggressive early in this game.
David Tilley, the guilty party on that, as we are early on in scoreless. 1st and 5 coming up here for the Florida Storm from the 31-yard line. We'll get into the rest of the offense for Florida in a moment. In the gun is Cochran. He's got Doyle and Boletsky with him. Looking to throw it. Throw right side, caught, and looking to make the turn, get to the edge. That didn't quite work out the way they wanted to get the first down, but it'll be 4 yards, and that is Stephen Bush, the team's number 2 wideout, along with E.J. Minson, number 1, and then Art Vanderlei, your number 3 target for the Florida Storm.
A nice, safe little out route to get Cochran's game going. He doesn't have to throw it out long and get these Arizona secondary members with an early pick.
Veridin Zarkov and Ron Haynes, your tight ends as well. Boletsky has some room right side. He's going to get first down and more out to about the 38-yard line, and that will get them a 1st and 10. New set of downs for the Storm.
Yeah, and a big thing that Florida does really well is that they love to take care of that time possession as well. A lot of these top teams in the SFL, you think of Mexico City right away, London does a fantastic job with it, Baltimore, they're all in the quarterfinals, or the semifinals, I should say. So Florida wants to dominate that time possession as well.
3 to the left, 1 to the right in a single right formation for Cochran, looking to throw it. Time in the pocket, evades 1, doesn't evade 2. Defensive line gets pressure and takes down the quarterback. Cochran hits the turf, and it's a big loss of yardage there, 2nd and 16.
Yeah, it's going to be Hunter Norwood with the sack there, the team's leader in sacks this season, coming in with 6.5. Now it's 7.5 with that sack there. And again, that aggressiveness from that defensive line coming into play in this first drive.
Another single right look, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Cochran will throw on a little inside arrow to the outside. That is a catch. Not much to it, but it is something, and it will make for a 3rd and slightly better than long.
Yeah, and that first down sack from Norwood really shook things up for Florida here. They want to get Beletsky involved as much as they can in the run game, but when you're in a 2nd and 17, you've got to use your next 2 plays to pass, and here we are again. 3rd down, they're going to have to pass it.
3 to the left, 1 to the right as well. TFL number 200, by the way, tackle for loss for Norwood on that last play. Going to what that means here in a second, as that one is going to be incomplete. 4th and 9. Parker Thomas comes up to make the play on it. And don't look now, Florida will punt. Back to Norwood real quick. That is going to put him at 200 all-time tackle for losses. And that puts him, I believe, tied for 2nd.
Taking a quick look here. It looks to be, tied for 2nd with Jeff Duffy.
Very good, very good. So nice round number and nearly blocked. That Florida punt nearly didn't get off, but it does. And it'll be back for a return from Ryan Owens. He didn't get very far, but a very good look for the Arizona defense as they get the 3 and out. Ryan Owens will put this ball at the 16-yard line for Ashley Jackson and company as their offense comes out for the first time.
Yeah, it's going to be a 2-headed monster on this Arizona offense, led by Ashley Jackson and DJ Moses II, the running back. And you can see here this season, Ashley Jackson has been ever efficient. Look at that, 77.3% completion percentage this season.
In the gun, she is. Moses to her right, looking to throw it right side. That one's caught. Nice long ball right side to the 41-yard line. They'll give her the 40 anyway. That is exactly what the doctor ordered on first down. If you're going to take a shot, take it to TJ Punk.
Yeah, and this is what Florida secondary has to be watchful for. It's going to be both TJ Punk and Connor Weston, the wide receiver 1 and 2s of this Arizona offense. And I said earlier that they have shared the wealth here between those two over the last 5 games. So Florida has to be ready in terms of where Jackson's going to throw her targets to early in this game.
Get to the rest of the offense here in a second for Arizona. Offset I formation for her. Looks like a 4-3 look for Florida. Hand off to Moses. He'll try to get to the outside. Get taken down after a 3-yard gain. You mentioned TJ Punk, Connor Weston, Jay Hayden, the team's number 4 wideout, and then Ryan Owens, who's doing return duty. He is back there as well, the number 3 option for this Arizona offense. We already talked about what matchups we're looking at. It is Evan Carroll on TJ Punk. Watch that matchup. That's your matchup of the night. In my opinion, Connor Weston up against Ryan Davidson. That's another good one as well. TJ Punk, top of your screen, and opposite him is Evan Carroll here on this 2nd down. Looking to throw it. Going to go bottom of your screen instead, and a nice hit there is going to make it for a 3rd and 2, as that will find Connor Weston his first target.
And you saw TJ Punk on the top side go with a deep route that forced Evan Carroll to push back. So that's what Davidson did as well, thinking that Weston would do the same thing, but just a quick out route and he was wide open for the catch.
Arizona's number 1 ranked 3rd down offense on the field right now. Trying to get the first, and they will. Nice quick out route. Has them with the first down and a step out of bounds. Has them with a new set of downs in Florida territory at the 43-yard line. And that is exactly what you need to be doing to keep the drive alive.
How's this for a number here, Curtis? They're now 99 of 147 on 3rd down conversions. Nobody is touching Arizona in terms of 3rd down conversions. They have topped other teams by at least 5 or 6 3rd down conversions.
For stats purposes, it was Will Todd on the reception. Moses to the outside. He's going to get taken down after a quick 2-yard gain. Not much past that. 2nd and 8 coming up just inside of just about 6 minutes left in this first quarter already. A quick moving one. Both teams have had possession. Arizona's still on their first possession at the moment, but it looks good so far. 2nd and 8, offset I again. Bunched to the bottom, but still heavy set on offense. Jackson throws right side, has it in Moses' hands. Moses goes nowhere. 1 yard gained generously. 3rd and still long coming up here, and they're still outside of field goal range.
Yeah, and right now it looks like Florida's game plan in this first quarter is to put a target on the back and head of DJ Moses and just neutralize him so that there's only one thing to worry about of this Arizona offense, and that's been the passing game, which so far Arizona's passing game has been pretty effective.
Good look so far. Looks like 5 wide for Jackson. Jackson throws over the top, tip, and incomplete. And decision time here. Ryan Owens, your target, didn't make the catch. And now Arizona, I think, probably tries to coffin corner Florida into a bad situation.
Yeah, almost into the hands of Adrian Blaine, the free safety. Almost got her hands on that football to get her 5th interception this season, but to no avail. But Florida will still take it. They forced a punt, and right now it's a chess game right now between these two teams.
Kick upcoming. Going to try the right corner and pin down the Storm. Deep fair catch called for at about the 11-yard line, and they will give him the 13. 1st and 10 for Florida. Their second drive. We did not see much happen on the first go-round. No first downs achieved on that drive. We'll see if they can finish or do some things to move the ball on this go.
Yeah, and the issue on that first drive was very little work from Charlie Beletsky. And we should expect a lot of runs. This is an ideal play set here for Beletsky to get another run here.
Possibly a good chance for some blocking. Open up a hole through the middle. I'm going to go to the inside. Anyway, it's picked off. That's going to set up Arizona with a red zone trip off the interception. A great looking step up there from Maurice Lloyd, apologies, to make that play and get Arizona in a real good spot.
You know, we were talking about this before the game, Curtis, about how Maurice Lloyd and how she has stepped up over the last 5 weeks. She's had 3 interceptions over the last 5, and now she's gotten one in this game and puts Arizona right in the red zone to start their second drive. Fantastic play recognition.
Florida sideline a bit shell-shocked right now. Split back. Jackson in trouble, taken down. Speared at the 25-yard line. And that is, they're going to give it the 22 on forward progress. And it is indeed big, sexy Alex Dominguez making the play.
Yeah, in other words, Big Daddy Cool comes up and comes in like an absolute diesel truck, that which makes a Mack truck go, and gets the sack after the turnover. Good statement reply from Florida's defense.
From the 22-yard line, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Jackson trying to get some forward momentum here. 7-step, throws, crossing pattern, caught inside the 20 to the 18-yard line. And that is Connor Weston. Second catch of the game, puts him at least second and manageable.
And now it's another third down situation here for Florida that you would have to expect a little bit of a deeper pass, and that's the guy you really want to look for. If 16 yards from the end zone, that's an ideal deep throw to TJ Punk. So focus on that play here.
Got to get it to the 9 for a first down. Thrown over the middle. That one is incomplete. It found a hole. That ball had eyes, and it finds absolutely no one. 4th down coming. Cliff Allen will come on to try to add the first point to the game.
Yeah, well covered down the middle of the field from Florida there. You can see about 5 defenders just covering that middle area. It looked to be in the direction of not to TJ Punk, to Jay Hayden, the 4th wide receiver in this great bunch of Arizona receivers. Didn't get the catch there, and it was almost an interception, but best case scenario after a quick turnover here from Florida.
Cliff Allen looking at a 33-yarder from the left hash. Snap good, hold good, kick up and on the way, up and through. No issue. 3 points on the board. Arizona strikes first in the eye, and now it's time for the Storm to answer.
Yeah, it's a big answer opportunity here for Florida. You've made a big stop after, allowing Arizona to start their second drive on the 19, and you need to make some noise because the first 2 drives that you've had have ended abruptly here.
Good work from Arizona, taking advantage of a 4-play, just a 3-yard drive going forward after the loss on the sack. And it'll be back to Art Vandelay from his own 2. Vandelay brings it up, gets taken down at about the 22-yard line. Give him the 23, 1st and 10 for Florida. If you're new to the SFL, the Simulation Football League combines traditional sports, esports, and a role-playing game into one. Team strategies are being executed in real time by our simulations as real-life players compete on the virtual gridiron. For more information about the SFL, visit our website at simulationfl.net. The SFL, we put the fan in fantasy. Florida on their 3rd drive already in this first quarter. 4 and change left in it. Handoff, Beletsky. He's getting chased down from the back. May not matter. Finds a hole. Broken tackle. First down and more. And he's going to get out to about the 46-yard line. Taken down there. Great start for Florida as they get their first play and positive yards from the former league MVP.
And you could see the offensive line almost break down right in the middle. You could see David Tilley, the first man to break through, but he doesn't have the speed that Charlie Poletsky has. And once he has space, he could go off. And that's what we saw there. Big 24-yard run from the Bullet.
And puts his nice meager average to 14.5 per carry on 2 carries. Under center, Rod Cochran. 2 to the left, 1 to the right, 2 in the backfield. On the far formation look. Looks, throws left. That's caught, trying to break a tackle and get out of it. Does not. And that is good work as J.W. Doyle makes the catch. Can't get free of his first charge. It's a 4-yard gain.
Yeah, main thing that Doyle has been doing throughout this season is being basically a triple threat, both on the ground, in the air, and in blocking duties. He's got a fair share of carries and receptions through this season, about 50 all told between the 2 receptions and carries.
E.J. Minson by himself, bottom of the screen. Cochran looks, throws over the middle, nearly finds a seam, did not. Good coverage over the middle, looking for Doyle again. This time Doyle out to run a route, did not happen, 3rd and manageable.
And here's the thing I've had problems with Ron Cochran this season is his inconsistencies throwing that football, and that was a very ill-advised throw in my opinion. 4-7 so far, but the 3 incompletions, 1 was interception, and the other 2 you could say was nearly an interception as well. So Cochran's got to be careful moving forward.
3 bottom of your screen, 1 at the top. 1 at the top, it should be Stephen Bush up there. Looking to throw it. Plenty of time in the pocket. Puts it over the middle again. Throws into a crowd of Scorpions, and it winds up hitting the turf. Not going to happen. 4th down, Florida will punt again.
And the second straight throw from Cochran that had 2 defenders in the area. This time it was Lloyd again and J.R. Lawless covering the receiver. Just another ill-advised throw. Cochran's got to play smart in this game as opposed to the season where his sub-70 QBR has shown that he's not been Riverboat Ron.
Yeah, not the Ron Cochran we've seen from previous seasons for sure. Agrippa will put it up in the air. It's going to get bounced at the 3 to the goal line, and it will get out to the 20 on the bounce into the end zone. 1st and 10 for the Scorpions as they have it normal field position, chance to add on to their lead.
Yeah, and this could be a chance here with 2:44 left in the first quarter. They could use that last bit of quarter time to get a quick score, and they have the capability of doing it with the speed of DJ Moses as well as the speed of the receivers that they have. They could quickly strike and make this 10-zip if they want.
Pro look, single back for the Scorpions. Hand off left side. Moses spins past 1, has some speed to burn, tries to break the tackle at the 40, and it's taken down at the 41-yard line. Seals the edge, got the yards, and they're moving the ball.
Yeah, and DJ Moses is coming off a hot game himself against Lone Star in the wild card game with 161 yards and a pair of touchdowns. So you have to think he's going to try to mimic that performance, if not try to surpass that against this Florida defense.
And I wonder if eventually they're going to test Evan Carroll up top. TJ Punk is up there now. Bunch right as well for Jackson. They'll throw his direction, and it is caught. Quick little out route nets them 4 yards, but they are not going to threaten at this time. That is actually Will Todd who came up with the catch there.
Yeah, and you said it perfectly, is that they're really trying to test what Carroll and Davidson are going to do defensively here. And it looks like throughout this first quarter, they are covering the deep ball. As you can see, Carroll went deep. He went deep coverage, which left the wide open Will Todd on the sidelines for 4 yards.
I would expect him to get a little more aggressive as the day goes on if they continue with that mindset. Split backs look for Jackson. Throws that direction again, trying to move forward, gets the first down. Very good work, but out of bounds they go at the 49-yard line. That one is TJ Punk who comes up with the catch, first down.
Yeah, nice little comebacks out route from Punk there to get himself open. And again, they're just defending the deep ball, this Florida secondary, which is leaving those out routes open, and they're kind of feasting upon that with Punk now getting his 3rd reception, as you can see, for just about 35.
Now Connor Weston down at the bottom of your screen against Ryan Davidson. We'll see how that matchup ends up. In the gun, Jackson. Moses to her left, throws, caught by Weston. That is a catch that's going to be good for 5 yards. Nothing much there, but the short to medium routes seem to be okay. On the outs, we're going to wonder how long it takes Florida to key on that and maybe jump one of those.
Yeah, that's exactly it, because Davidson, again, going deep, covering the deep ball, and those out routes, those quick little out routes are just being left wide open. What needs to happen here is right after the cut, they need to get a catch and run from their receivers to make them pay even more.
4-3 look on defense. Thrown, and it looks like a slant that nearly went awry. That'll hit the turf harmlessly now, but it was dangerous for a moment there. 3rd and 5 coming.
Yeah, that was on the hands of Aaron Gooden there, the outside linebacker, playing a little bit deep on the coverage. And he's got 2 interceptions of his own this season, so he's not stone hands like a couple of linebackers that I know in the league. Chef Gagne, he's got to get one of those, especially to turn things around here for Florida.
2 to the right, 1 to the left. Handoff through the right side, gets pushed forward.
Oh, wow.
Not enough for the first somehow. I would like to take another look at that spot, I think, but that's a very good run, just not quite enough, according to the spot of the ball now.
Yeah, I think the referees decided that his knees went down before the football did, and that's where they're placing the football. And I would have challenged it myself just to get that first down, but they're gonna go either to step count on 4th or try to go for it here.
That wouldn't be a bad idea. They do snap the football. Throw right side.
No!
Gotta get there, and they don't. That's a turnover on downs at the 43-yard line. They're going to give them the 41. Florida gets the ball back with very good field position. Ryan Davidson makes the play.
And we've seen this a few times already in this quarterfinal. These teams are starting to get a little bit more gutsy on 4th down, especially in the first quarter. We can go back just yesterday to Vancouver, Mexico City. Both these teams had 4th down opportunities that were quashed. So right now, the defenses are winning all throughout the league on 4th downs.
Wow. Great tackle for loss there. Puts Arizona in a rough defensive spot. I formation. Give it to Bletsky. He'll break through 1 and then get taken down by another Scorpion. A 5-yard gain. They'll say 4, actually. 2nd and 6 coming up.
Yeah, and Florida has to capitalize on this turnover of downs. Use the last, 15 seconds once they snap the football here to get something out of it. It's going to be one play, maybe get a deep run for Bletsky again, another deep 20-yard plus drive. Get that run game going here.
Sean Moore-Jair, Lawless, charged with trying to keep Bletsky in front of them, if possible, in the linebacking core. That one's caught right side. Stephen Bush in the area. He should bring that one in, and he does, as Ron Cochran finds the seam on the slant.
Yeah, it's just a nice throw from Cochran as well, knowing that none of the secondary members were going to get to Bush, and it was just a quick and easy throw to end this quarter here, 3-zip.
That is a nice way to finish this first quarter of play. 3 left on a very fast-moving SFL quarterfinal. It is the quarterfinals, presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. Stay right there. shot high above Fort Lauderdale, Florida from earlier today. A 3-0 lead for Arizona heading into the second quarter of the last quarterfinal matchup in these season 19 playoffs. 3 tickets already punched. We're working on trying to punch the 4th, as who is going to join London, Mexico City, and Baltimore in that final 4. Florida right now down 3, but they have the football. They're going to give it to Boletsky on first down, and he will get a couple of yards going forward. He'll get 4, 2nd and 6. Chris Curtis, Brett Solberg in the booth with you, and we have Tristan Hatley and Ron Haynes on stats with us in the truck, along with producer and commissioner Cameron Irvine on the buttons. It's been a wild and wacky playoff season for season 19, following up a wild and wacky season 19 regular season. It's it's been wild, Brett. Under center, Cochran looking to throw it. Throws right side. That is going to be a grab, but not much more than that. As that will find Art Vandelay for his second catch. 3rd and 1 coming. And Florida struggles on offensive 3rd down, but then again, so does Arizona on defense.
Yeah, so it's going to be really who's going to get that 3rd down stop or 3rd down opportunity converted for basically both these sides of the football.
And Boletsky spin.
Oh, what a
and
spin.
Room, and gone to the house. That's a bullet Boletsky touchdown from the annals of what he is used to doing. That is a 7-point touchdown run for him.
That is what we've seen last season from the Bullet that got him his MVP. And now this moment here, look at the spin move past Iverson Gamble. Goodbye. See you later. Auf Wiedersehen. Wiener Schnitzel, whatever you want to say at this point. It's a fantastic run from Florida, a fantastic drive. Bullet Boletsky gets them the lead here.
Iverson Gamble is not a slouch, number 2 cornerback on this Arizona roster, but he was left without shoes left without cleats after that move that he just got put into in the eye of the storm, per se. Boletsky scores, and it is indeed an extra point up and good from Ethan Sneed. So 7-3 Florida at home takes the lead on the second play from scrimmage in this second quarter.
Yeah, that's a big momentum shift there for Florida. Like you said, had struggles in that first quarter, just 59 yards of total offense, including 21 yards passing. Not what you see from these SFL teams per quarter on a basis here. And now getting that big momentum, 39 yards running, that's huge for Florida.
Back deep. Going to be Ryan Owens trying to make something happen for Arizona. Tries to break a tackle and does so. Gets to about the 24-yard line. They will give him the 25. Good effort to get 1 more yard, and that is where Arizona will start the drive. 3 points to speak of for the first quarter of play. Arizona had a few first downs in that first quarter and a couple of drives that went pretty well. Their only points, though, came off of an interception that their defense got them at the opponent's 20-yard line. That was their output. So far, they're looking to try to get a sustained drive going if they can. They've got a 4-3 defense and some extra help to deal with. Thrown over the middle, and that is caught. First down and more, and that'll get them to the 44-yard line. Forward progress has it perfect for Will Todd, his 3rd catch.
And again, reminding me of some former Vancouver tight end. Dan Daly used to do this a lot in his Vancouver days. Just quick and open. You kind of forget about these tight ends. And then he gets the catch and he just keeps running. Huge from Will Todd to just to push forward. And that's big for Arizona's start.
I want to throw some respect over to Mike Daggs, who coined the hashtag throw it to the tight end phrase. And of course, Mike Daggs giving the news that he will retire his player at the end of the Mexico City playoff run. That's a 7-yard run forward for DJ Moses, 2nd and 3.
And now this Arizona offense is starting to cook a little bit here, getting that big Will Todd catch, and now getting Moses involved. Nice 7-yard run. He's had some pretty good runs so far, 7.5 yards over his 5 carries per so far.
Offset eye look from Arizona. Handoff Moses through the middle, has the first down, and that's the important part as they get into Florida territory. 1st and 10. This is the kind of drive that Arizona wants, at least the start of one. See if they can continue.
Yeah, and they really want to continue outpacing Florida in that time possession battle, because if you have more time to score the football, eventually you're going to have more points than the opposite team. And so far, they've outpaced Florida by about a minute and a half, and they want to continue going forward that way.
Heavy set eye look. Looks like it might be a Moses play. He'll get it in the outside. Tries to get past one. He's going to get taken down at the line of scrimmage and actually behind it. That's a great open field tackle, 2nd and 11.
Yeah, and that was a little bit of a mishap from Moses, too, because he did a little bit of a stutter step, which gave the opportunity for the tackler to come back and get the tackle for loss on that, and could have been easily 3-4 yards instead of a loss of 1.
Ashley Jackson 10 for 11 at this point. But then all dink and dunk like that one there. Now 11 for 12 and a couple of yards given. 3rd and 8 coming up. They're in offensive territory as TJ Punk grabs that. But they keep leaving themselves with this 3rd and mediums, 3rd and longs, which is not lending itself well to their pretty prolific 3rd down offensive percentage this season.
Yeah, and you've said it there. It's that they're just dinking and dunking here. They've only risked it once on the deep pass, and that was the TJ Punk, and that was the first completion of the game as well.
3 to the right, 1 to the left, and Jackson is in the gun. Throws over the middle, looking to take a shot and got it at the 20 to the 15, and that is going to get to the 17-yard line. Ryan Owens comes up with a nasty jumping catch, and Arizona's in the red zone.
Yeah, and we keep talking about Connor Weston and TJ Punk and how they, kind of share the 1A and 1B duties of the wide receiver, but you cannot forget about Ryan Owens. He has games where he can get 100-plus yards, no problem whatsoever, and there's a shining example of the capability of Ryan Owens with that fantastic, nasty one-handed catch.
About a 2-minute drive going right now, one that's now the 7th play. Jackson looks, throws over the middle, catch to the 1. No, it is not going to get in, but it is a 1st and goal. Wow, TJ Punk finds a spot over the middle to lay.
And there is Ashley Jackson's killer accuracy coming in. Like the AJ striker we know she can be, she strikes one right to TJ Punk and almost gets to the end zone. Joint tackle effort pushes them to the 1, but Arizona now has 3 opportunities to dink this in for 1-yard touchdown.
They do. A lot of chances here, but we know that Florida can really disrupt. Through the middle, not going to matter. They get in. DJ Moses, that is a Scorpion stinger, a touchdown for the Scorpions, there to give them back the lead.
Yeah, and a big response from this Arizona offense after a huge run from Bullet Boletsky, and they say, you know what? We got 1 yard to the end zone. We've got a running back of our own that scores touchdowns as well. We'll give him his 1-yard touchdown. Now the game is even between these running backs. 1 apiece between Moses and the Bullet.
We were talking about the matchups between the receivers and the corners for each side, and we didn't really give enough respect. I shouldn't say a lot, but not enough respect to the running back battle, as these two teams have absolute game breakers on their rosters. That extra point is up and good from Cliff Allen, and it's a 3-point advantage. So a couple of touchdowns on consecutive drives, 1 for each side to start the second quarter.
Yeah, let's give a little bit more love to these running backs here. DJ Moses coming into this game 7th in yards with 1281 coming in, and Bully Boletsky, another 1,000-plus yard season himself, 1146 and 13 touchdowns. Pretty good efforts from both these guys here.
Over the top, chance for Art Vandelay one more time, trying to give his team a good start, and that is going to get them out to about the 20-yard line. 1st and 10 for the Florida Storm. Getting back out onto the field, Ron Cochran, who had a pretty good drive previous, looking to finish it up here and get his team back in front. I would not mind, Brett, a back-and-forth thriller to close out quarterfinal weekend.
Absolutely. Let's run up the score here. Get this 55.5 over under by Jack's Data to go, skyrocket over it.
Sounds good to me. Heavy set, offset eye look. And a broken tackle for Boletsky, going to drag a defender back to the line of scrimmage. That's determination to not lose a yard. Gotta love that, but the linebacker does their job there. That's very good work.
Yeah, and that's going to be the key factor here for Arizona to sustain that lead, is to see if they can continue that aggressiveness from the lines and the linebackers to push Boletsky back and push all the receivers back as much as they can.
Single left look for 3. Defense Looks like Cochran sees something. He's going to call signals at the line. Toss play, left side. Boletsky has some room, cuts it back in, and gets a first down. 1st and 10 at the 31-yard line. That is veteran leadership from Cochran at the line of scrimmage, calling what he sees and making a play.
Yeah, and that was a great toss play there. Is that, like you said, audibled out, saw something in the Arizona defense that said, you know what, we need to cut to the outside for the bullet to get a quick first down. And a nice toss play. You don't see toss plays often in the SFL, and a lot of the times they prove to be unsuccessful. With this one, raring success.
Very good work. I formation look. 2 to the left. Cochran to throw. Right side, caught, and into the flats is Boletsky, but it's not going to go far, as he will end up losing 2 on the play. It's 2nd and 12. The SFL minor league is underway, but it's never too late to create your player and get him or her involved in the next rookie class. Season 20's rookie draft takes place December 17th and 18th, so don't miss your chance. The sooner you create your player, the better your player will be on draft day. For more information, visit simulationfl.net. Looking to throw. Cochran over the middle. Catch. First down and more. Shy of the 45-yard line. The 43 is what he'll have, and that's exactly where to put the football against or with Veridin Zarkov in the area.
Yeah, and Zarkov's a big body, and you've got to find him eventually, and that's what Florida does really well. Is they spread that football so well, with a lot of these receivers getting a lot of touches. Zarkov coming in with 37 receptions, among one of the tops of the tight ends in this SFL.
1st and 10. Single left look. Plenty of the defensive line. Run blitz. Doesn't matter. Boletsky goes outside and has room. They got to add some speed. Out to the 30, 25, 20. Down the sideline and home. Touchdown, Florida. They do it one more time. Boletsky gets all the way to the house.
We're talking shades of Week 11 second quarter. Boletsky in Week 11 had a 71-yard run in the second quarter that jump-started things for Florida and kept them on the victory in that game. Are we going to see the same thing here today? Another big run from Boletsky, another 40-plus, a 57-yard run from Boletsky. Fantastic work from the offensive line to give Boletsky enough blocking to see where he's going and just run right through.
That caps off a 5-play, 80-yard drive, and 57 of those yards on that run. Ethan Sneed with the left foot adds one more point, make it a 14-10 score line. Arizona now due to answer one more time, as we've seen 3 touchdowns on 3 drives, consecutively in the second quarter.
Yeah, and we talked about a tennis battle of defense, and now in this second quarter, we're talking an offensive tennis matchup here. Both these guys looking to swing for the fences.
Now, one thing's also accurate, too, is the Florida offense on that drive didn't let it get to a 3rd down, which is where, Arizona would typically, have the advantage. But that's where Florida took advantage of the quick strikes, the long passes over the middle. Found Veridin Zarkov for one, and that's what spelled doom for Arizona. They were leaking out over the top, and they burned them with Boletsky on the run after trying to cover that.
And how about this so far for a second quarter for Florida? Average yards per play, 17.3. Amazing work.
Nasty start, for sure. 14-10, Arizona has the football, though, with their own 25-yard line. That is a spin attempt that goes nowhere, as DJ Moses is stopped in his tracks. 2-yard loss, 2nd and 12.
Yeah, and Moses hasn't had the same opportunity as Boletsky to get him going. He had a 21-yard run earlier that's kind of bumped up his total yardage for the day so far. But you take that away, it's just 20 yards on 8 runs.
Punk at the bottom of your screen, Connor Weston top of your screen. Looks like a zone look on defense from Florida. Looking to throw it right side, out route, caught. Not much to it. 3-yard gainer makes it 3rd and at least manageable. 3rd and 7 coming.
Yeah, and they'll take that. In Arizona, that out route is going to be, super effective for them, but you can't rely on that too much. Now that you're down for the second time in this game, you made a nice quick response afterwards. We know Ashley Jackson can sling that rock deep, and I think this is what they need to do here on 3rd down.
Fort Lauderdale faithful getting loud. Jackson wings it over the middle. It's tipped and incomplete. Probably would have been intercepted 9 other times out of 10. Ryan Owens, your intended target. It is 4th down.
And a good effort from Ashley Jackson, just underthrew that, in my opinion, to Ryan Owens. Had a little bit more juice in that football. Probably would have been an easy catch, and probably would have went to the house as well, because there was nobody behind Owens there. That could have been a quick catch and run, but great work from, I believe, Andrew Francis, the strong safety that got that deflection. So great work from Florida to stop Arizona very quickly after scoring themselves.
Ball at the 29, kicked from the 22. Nearly blocked, but it does indeed get away. Art Vanderlei back deep on the return. Tries to spin into 2 Scorpions. That did not work, but at least he protected the football. 1st and 10 for the Storm. Now that is a good momentum swing for Florida. They now take over the momentum battle here with a 4-point lead and the ball to potentially extend the advantage.
And they don't have to do anything pretty. They can use this final 3-11 to get themselves even just 3 points to make this, a full touchdown lead if they wanted to here. They don't have to do anything too pretty.
How much is Arizona going to let Boletsky bleed them? That is a nice tackle. A 1-yard gain, 2nd and 9. But Boletsky, we know that when he takes it personally, when he gets tackled at or near the scrimmage line.
Yeah, and so most of the time that next handoff to Boletsky ends up being a 1st down, no matter what the situation is going to be. So don't be surprised if they go Boletsky's way here on 2nd down again.
And this is a passing formation from previous, but they will run it here. Arizona read it perfectly, and they have Scorpions in the backfield waiting for Boletsky to get there. Awesome job by the defense to read what was happening.
It was Sean Moore, and it looked to be the other reserve outside linebacker, Nick Butkus, to come in with that joint tackle, push him behind the initial 1st down line, and now forces a pass here on 3rd and 13.
You got to get it to the 46 for a first. Left side.
Wow.
And caught down the left sideline. E.J. Minson
Got
down
it.
and out at the 7-yard line. They'll give him the 8. 1st and goal for Florida. What a grab for the Storm passing game. It's E.J. Minson, their number 1.
2 things I want to say. First off, great to see Ron Cochran throw that football out again. That is the X factor that we saw out of him from seasons 10 through 12 that got Florida their 3-peat out of this. Those deep throws.
2-minute warning. 120 seconds left to the half. 14-10 Florida. We'll be back on Next Level Sports. You stay right there. back inside the eye. It's a 1st and goal for Florida inside the 2-minute warning. Under center, Cochran, handoff, Boletsky tries to get there and gets a couple, gets it down to the 4-yard line. Back to that Minson catch, Brett Killian, your second thing.
Yeah, the second thing I want to say there is that the old man still has his legs going. If it weren't for Eddie Gage and his 17-season, rusty legs getting to Minson, that would have been a score. So fantastic work from Gage to get that stop.
WD-40 and a balanced breakfast. Boletsky, doesn't matter. That is a touchdown pending the laundry. We'll see where that goes and may not matter. And it looks like it is a defensive penalty. That is perfect. Touchdown for Florida.
Yeah, and what Florida has done fantastic to adjust themselves in this second quarter has been the protection for Charlie Boletsky and getting to the end zone. Look at this, 120 rushing yards just in the second quarter alone, when it looked like he was struggling throughout this, struggling to get just 38 out of it. Just fantastic adjustment from Florida to get these points. And again, it's shades of the second quarter in week 11. Florida getting a high-scoring game to break things open.
First 2-possession lead for either team. At this point, Ethan Snead's left foot is going to add on the extra point up and through. 21-10 advantage off of Charlie Boletsky's 3rd touchdown of the first half. He's been on a tear in this quarterfinal matchup.
Yeah, we thought Robert Merrill over in London had a game against Sioux Falls in their quarterfinal matchup, but the Bullets proving why he's the reigning MVP right now.
Here comes a chance for Ryan Owens to maybe make an impact. Pardon the hashtag. From his own 2. 10 to the 15 to the 20, left to the 20, right at the 25. And he'll get taken down at the 25-yard line. Coming up in the APM Music Halftime Report, Cameron Irvine and Tyler Falk break down the first half between the Scorpions and the Storm, have highlights from Saturday's pair of playoff thrillers, and update the playoff bracket with one more quarterfinal result to go. It's all coming up on the APM Music Halftime Report. That last quarterfinal result, the one you're watching right now, as one of these two has a ticket to Queensway and a date with the London Knights. They're going to throw it. Left side, caught, and Moses stays in bounds, a couple of spins, and he's got himself an 8-yard gain, and 2nd and 2 coming. Second and short. That's what Arizona likes to continue to do to keep the drives alive.
Oh, and here's a booth review here. I was thinking that he might have stepped out of bounds before the line of scrimmage myself, so this is very interesting to see what happens on this replay.
Inside of 2 minutes, all reviews have to be initiated by that booth. We'll see on the catch. There's one step in 2, and he did indeed at the line of scrimmage. That's going to hurt a little bit. Make it 2nd and 10 instead, as long as they see what we see. Our 62 brings the Thunder. And it is indeed overturned, as we thought. So 2nd and 10 coming for the for the Arizona Scorpions, as now that puts them in a 2nd and long situation, which is, well, adversely what they try to avoid.
And a bit of a gut punch for Arizona, because Moses fought hard to get those 8 yards, and it's all turned back because a quarter of the side of his foot was out of bounds. That's got to be tough.
2 to the left, 1 to the right for Ashley Jackson. If anyone can heave it, that extra 8 yards, it's definitely her. Backs it up, 7-step drop, looks, puts it in the air. Over the top, and it's caught. How about it? That is TJ Punk to the house. It's a touchdown. Oh, man, the Scorpions strike back right away.
You want to talk about bringing back games here? Let's go back to week 11 one more time. TJ Punk had the game of his career against Florida, and it's happening again. 133 in his last game, over 13 receptions. Now he's got a $128 over 6. How about that? And a great response before the end of the half from Florida, cruising in this second quarter, giving the Storm a little bit of a doubt heading to the sidelines here with just over a minute left.
7 catches, just under 100 yards, and 3 touchdowns a week ago in their game against Lone Star, and he's doing it again here in absolute grand fashion. Cliff Allen comes up to add the extra point. that is going to be on the way in a short moment. Snap is good. Actually, it's a little slow, but they do get it off. That nearly looked like it was going to be blocked. They do get it down and through. So a 4-point advantage for the Storm, who get the ball back. And remembering that Arizona will get the ball to start the second half when we come back as well.
Talk about a stinger splash to end the half there for the Scorpions. Great job.
4-point advantage has the Scorpions down 4, but they're keeping pace. Now their defense needs to get a stop if they can. Vanderlei with a couple of spins gets taken down at the 23-yard line. It is 1st and 10 there. Ron Cochran back out on to the field with his offense.
Yeah, and then Cochran hasn't had to do too much. His yards per attempt is only 7 yards. And usually in first halves, we see big numbers on those yards per attempt. And you know why? Charlie Boletsky's having a first half of his life right now. 14 yards a carry, 153 yards, and a hat trick of touchdowns.
Looking to throw it. Right side, caught. That is going to be a chance for Boletsky again. Gets himself 8 more yards to the 31-yard line, 2nd and 2.
Yeah, and I'm not sure if they want to close things out by just, resting bodies and just letting the time tick out here. But I, the aggressive self here, would try to at least get into field goal range so that you can get a field goal out of this, make this 24-17 at the half.
Chance for the Storm on 2nd and a couple. That's through the middle. That is a 1st down as well. They get the job done with Boletsky. Now is when I think with the time remaining, 13 seconds, you have to make a choice here, and it looks like they're going to choose to run down this clock and not give Arizona another chance on offense.
Yeah, it's not too bad of an idea here. They're going to go formations. They're not going to be ready before the end of the half here.
See if they get this off, and they will not. So that is going to bring us to the end of the first half. The 21-17 lead, the Florida Storm over the Arizona Scorpions. When we come back to the eye in Fort Lauderdale, the APM Music halftime show is up next. Stay right there.
And welcome to the APM Music Halftime Report. Along with Tyler Falk, I'm Cameron Irvine. 21-17. Florida leads Arizona at the half. It was Charlie Boletsky versus TJ Punk, Tyler, and some surprising fireworks after a very defensive start to this football game.
Oh, you said it, Cam. It looked completely like everything was going in Florida's favor after the failed fourth down conversion. Florida starts to run away with it. All of a sudden, here comes TJ Punk, already over 100 yards receiving and a couple of touchdowns to his credit. But Boletsky showing everyone why he was a season 18 MVP and why Florida is always a tough team to mess with, no matter where you play them.
Arizona has never won at the I, and that's something they're trying to do for the first time tonight. They lost to the Storm in the season 17 semifinal. That sent Florida to the championship game where they lost to the Baltimore Vultures, and the Vultures have been champions ever since. And for Arizona, they're trying to get a postseason rematch with London next week if they can get the win. They handed London their first ever loss in the playoffs. So a lot at stake tonight here in the last game of the quarterfinals. So what has been happening around the rest of the SFL in the quarterfinals? Well, it's been wild. Let's get to it. Yesterday, Sioux Falls and London. We picked this up late first quarter, tied at 7, and Julian Tyree's pass is picked off by Tanner Hendricks, and London took an early 14-7 lead.
And that's just one of a couple of turnovers on the day for both these quarterbacks. Both would end up with 4 or more INTs on the day, but the critical factor is points off turnover. That's every single time when you take a look at it. It's a great jump on the ball to undercut the out route, and that gets London in front of Sioux Falls early.
London, your top seed this season. Now, 2 plays later, Tyree, it's happening again! Picked off by Emmanuel Blackman. He's gone despite the Tyree tackle, and back-to-back pick sixes puts London up 21-7. Start of the second quarter, Julian Tyree to K. Marion, and London all day long could not shake the Sparrows, but Robert Merrill is on the London Knights with the rest of those offensive linemen with Tiberius Bovine, 28-14, late second quarter. Dirty A.J. Levy with the one-handed interception right before the half, Tyler.
Just a beautiful interception, which led to this K. Marion touchdown. Oh my goodness, so many fantastic plays. Levy making a couple of them.
But one more in the first half. Robert Merrill. Hail Merrill! He's gone! 35-21 at the half, and a new hashtag generated from a fantastic run.
Absolutely fantastic. Merrill was unstoppable today. 4 total touchdowns, a hat trick, a rushing, and 1 through the air. Just a brilliant performance from Merrill. He's why he's leading this team in yards. But don't look now, the upstart rookie is trying to show the league what he can do.
Marcus Duncan, 4 minutes into the third, will not be caught. Touchdown. Back-to-back 100-yard games for Duncan in the playoffs. Deep, Terrence Weary from Johnny Pickler. This was just the story all day. Every time Sioux Falls got close, they just couldn't get it done. And late in the fourth quarter, Brandon Ewing with the interception, and London beats Sioux Falls 49-35 to advance to their first semifinal appearance in franchise history. Vancouver, Mexico City. The Legion have gone down to Estadio Matt Wilson twice in the playoffs and lost. Would it be different this time around? Early on, it was Christian Brown to Justice Blackwell. Christian Brown to Robert Redford with the spin and the blocks, and it was 14-3 early.
This first half was all Vancouver all the time. It looked like Vancouver were going to do the unthinkable and possibly end Matt Wilson's career early, but you can never count out Matt Wilson and that tandem of running backs in the backfield, Phoenix Jones and Ray Bentley.
3rd and 1, conversion to Ray Bentley. 3rd and 1, conversion to Phoenix Jones. This is the first drive that Mexico City started to assert their dominance. 3rd and 3, conversion to Phoenix Jones. Mexico City hammered Vancouver for 17 plays in a drive that took the first 7 minutes of the second quarter. Phoenix Jones touchdown, 14-10, and all of a sudden, Mexico City felt like they had a little bit of momentum until Christian Brown to Chris Curtis having a banner season, and Vancouver takes a 21-10 lead into the break. Third quarter, off an interception. Phoenix Jones, it doesn't matter how many Legion players are trying to tackle him. He scores 21-17, and then, oh no, Tyler, Christian Brown, another pick, and Mexico City, all the momentum.
It just comes down to pressure. The defensive line for Mexico City was pounding Christian Brown all game long, and it led to 4 interceptions for CB4. And then you give it the ball off again to Phoenix Jones. Jones makes a nice first down here. They would continue to push the rock and eventually take the lead here.
Aztecs got a field goal off that Liam Ryan interception, his second of the game, and then Phoenix Jones scores, makes it 26-21. I just realized that we have an all-Vancouver broadcast crew. Tough for them to watch. Sorry. 4:11 to go in the fourth. Handoff, Phoenix Jones, 2-point conversion. Nobody even touched him. 28-21, Mexico City. But Vancouver, why the long face? You still have Chris Curtis, bottom of the screen. Christian Brown, he's Giovanni gone. One play, 4 minutes to go, and now we're tied. Couldn't catch him.
And you give so much time, just under 4 minutes, time of possession for the Hall of Famer, Matt Wilson. Way too much time on the clock. However, Vancouver take this back to the house to tie up the game. But you defense has to come in the clutch here. They were going to be in for their ride of their lives.
Matt Wilson passed away earlier this season. Mike Daggs, one final ride with his best friend, trying to keep the season alive. Under 2 minutes to go. Phoenix Jones gets a first down. Phoenix Jones outside, 37 carries in this game, Tyler. He just bruised the Legion, $175 in this game in total. Second to go from the 3. Jones, touchdown. 1:16 to go in the fourth. Mexico City takes the lead. Christian Brown of the Vancouver Legion, one last chance to put their Mexico City Demons behind him, and Christian Brown is picked off by Jermaine Menafield, and that's how it ended, 35-28. Mexico City beats Vancouver, their third loss by one possession in Mexico City. And to think, Tyler, Vancouver's been around for 10 seasons. 3 of them have been ended by the Aztecs, and that is a North American rivalry that will never get old here in the SFL.
Absolutely, and it's the streak continues for Vancouver, both in their wins in their first ever playoff games, every single playoff season they come across, only to lose in the second time of asking. They have not gone on a long run. It's tough. They lost in heartbreaking fashion, clutch fashion. You name it, it's not been the way for Vancouver. And I apologize to Chris Curtis and Brett Solberg in our broadcast booth, but it's just rough. It's rough being a Vancouver fan coming into these playoffs.
For the London Knights, it's been rough being a London Knight fan for a long time, but London has found their resurgence. A lot of people, every single week, they doubt them. They were favored. They did have the community support this week against Sioux Falls, but everyone just keeps saying, well, just wait till they play one of these heavyweights. They're going to show their true colors, yada, yada, yada. But when I watch this offense, Tyler, with Robert Merrill, it's not Merrill, right? I mean, it is Merrill, but it's the blocking scheme that they have created around Merrill. The Tiberius Bovine moving to fullback, the 4 offensive linemen, Benji Matson at tight end. They have so many people comprised in this offense, Tyler, and it's just it's a beautiful thing to watch. It's a scary thing to watch. And you're just wondering if anybody truly is going to be able to stop them in a playoff season this season, Tyler, that has had no upsets up to this point. Last season, we had plenty of them.
And when we talk about London, you talk about all the player changes, all the shuffling around. It's no longer Johnny Pickler having to, be the workhorse, just be the guy to do everything. Where we've seen Pickler throw 50, 60 passes in a ball game. This game versus Sioux Falls, only 35 attempts. It's a much more balanced attack, which takes a lot of pressure off him. And yeah, he threw 5 interceptions versus Sioux Falls. Sioux Falls has a fantastic defense. But it seems like London this season is a complete team in all phases of the football game. Offense, running the football, passing, blocking, and on defense, they're hounding the quarterback.
Mm-hmm.
They're getting in the backfield. And that defensive backfield, 4 clutch takeaways, 2 pick sixes, the difference in this game.
Cam Frosby leads the league in sacks. Their defense can get after it, and those DBs, they rival the Floridas the Baltimores of the world. So there's a look at your bracket. We've had plenty of shootouts. Earlier today, Baltimore did advance, the defending champs, 31-21. It was not that close. It was not even that close to being that close, Tyler. It was ugly. D.C. lost to Baltimore for a third time this season, 9-2 against everybody else, but just ran into a bad matchup. The Baltimore Vultures host Mexico City next Saturday. London will host the winner of this game. If it's Florida, they have not met since season 17 and have never beaten Florida. If it's Arizona, they beat Arizona in their previous meeting but did lose to the Scorpions in their first ever playoff game a couple seasons ago.
And when we talked just really briefly again about the Baltimore DC game, we were talking on the pregame, on the post-game show last Sunday, and also on Axis's show, Axis Live, on the quarterfinal preview, that DC needed to get off to a better start. They couldn't lay back like they did versus Minnesota in that first half. In the wild card round. They did exactly that. It was 17-0 Baltimore at the end of the first quarter. It was not pretty, to say the least. And now back to London and what they're going to have to do against who they're going to play, Arizona or Florida. If they play Arizona, they have only lost to Arizona that one playoff game. They have beaten Arizona in the regular season. Now, they've only played 5 times. That's only a very short matchup history. But history does tend to repeat itself, and we saw it again and again earlier this season with Vancouver unable to shake their playoff woes, and with Baltimore being Baltimore and taking control opponents. So, if I'm London, I don't know who you pick. Do you pick the team that's always beaten you in the playoffs, or do you pick the team that you've never beat?
Yeah, no, I think you take Arizona. I wouldn't want any part. I mean, nothing against Arizona, but Florida's won 3 titles. They've been there and they've done that, and Arizona has not. And if I'm London, I think the one thing that I don't have is postseason experience, and that's something that Florida has in spades. So it's going to be interesting to see. We'll preview whatever that matchup is in post-game. Tyler and I will be back to clean things up. But for now, that's it for us at SFL Studios. This has been the SFL APM Music Halftime Report. Chris Curtis, Brett Solberg with your second half call. Should be a great one. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Back inside the eye in Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Second half about to get underway as Arizona will receive the football down 4 points in what is turning into a seesaw battle in this last SFL quarterfinal. Chris Curtis and Brett Stolberg along with you for the rest of this ride. Please keep your hands and feet inside the vehicle at all times. We are underway once more as it'll be a return for Ryan Owens back to the 23-yard line. Ashley Jackson back out onto the field. A good first half for both these teams. And Ashley Jackson through the air, finding TJ Punk on a number of occasions. And then Charlie Boletsky on the Florida side of things, running roughshod over the Arizona defense.
Yeah, we talked about Florida having such an explosive second quarter. Let's talk about Ashley Jackson having an explosive second quarter of her own, 133 passing yards, as opposed to the first quarter of 58, which was okay, but the second quarter much better.
That's going to be to the outside into the office of one TJ Punk. He has it on the sidelines, a couple yards, second and 6 coming.
Yeah, and that out route is just going to keep working for Arizona. Florida's really worried after TJ Punk got that 75-yard touchdown to end the half. They're going to be so focused on that deep middle, so the out routes, those short ones, the 4 to 6 yard out routes, are going to be wide open for Arizona.
The timing of their tests, talking about the Arizona offense on that Florida secondary, has been very good so far. Heavy set look, Jackson will throw out of it. This will be a catch from Moses. 3 spins and enough for the first down. That'd be dizzy after that kind of rotation. A quick 1080 has himself a 1st and 10.
No, that's some quick maths there. I wouldn't even be able to get to 1080 at that point, but exactly so. You can see 1, 2, 3, and he gets stopped there, but it's still a great effort from Moses to push forward, and that's what they're going to need from Moses in the second half, is just to continue pushing forward. The run game hasn't been a big factor for Arizona. Moses only touched the football on the ground 9 times to Jackson's 22 attempts so far in this game.
Split backs look for Jackson, 2 to the left, 1 to the right. Quick drop back thrown on another out route. They're going to continue to go that way and try to goad the secondary into testing and trying to jump on that. It's Ryan Owens.
Yeah, and they got a little bit of Florida's defense to kind of goad into that out route a bit. As you can see, there was about 2 receivers, about a yard or 2 within the vicinity of the receiver, Aaron Gooden, outside playing that flats coverage role this time on that play, and almost got a hand on the football, but it's still a completion.
Offset eye once more. Play action. Jackson throws again.
Oh!
That was intercepted. They jumped the route and got it. Quick out, goes nowhere. Florida has the football back.
Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, I guess shame on you again. But the third time, you ain't gonna shame me this time. As the main man, Ryan Davidson, the main man that's been trying to cover TJ Punk throughout this game, finally gets one on Ashley Jackson, and it's a big, again, momentum swings back and forth between these two clubs, and it's back the side of Florida as they start in enemy territory here at the 38.
Storm with fantastic field position, 21-17, chance to go up another possession here once more. Big takeaway, offset eye, handoff for Boletsky, has some room to the outside, broken tackle, gets past another, first down and more out to the sideline, and he'll get stepped out at about the 23-yard line, just outside the red zone.
And they're going to continue going Bullett's way because he has been the reason that Florida has 21 points on the scoreboard. He is the factor of all 3 touchdowns in this game on Florida's offensive side. And right now, it's really working out. Boletsky's going to continue pushing forward. He is inching closer and closer to 200 yards, having a game of the week for sure is Boletsky.
Already 3 touchdowns on the board for him, and potential to get definitely a lot more than that, depending on how this drive goes and others. It's been a good start to the drive after the interception. 4-3 look on defense from Arizona, looking like they're stacking the box up against a potential Boletsky run. Instead of J.W. Doyle through the middle, he will get himself 5 yards. They'll say 4, second and 6 at the 18. They're in the red zone again for the first time in the second half.
And it's a good job to kind of change things up again from Florida side. First touch on the ground from J.W. Doyle. He just runs it right up the gut, gets a nice 4 yards pushing himself through, sets up a second and manageable where the playbook's open.
2 to the left, 1 to the right. Under center is Cochran. Looking to throw it. 7-step drop over the middle. That one is nearly intercepted, nearly a jumped route that ended up in the linebacker's hands as Nick Butkus comes up to make the play, knocks it down.
Yeah, and they're really using Butkus over the last, couple weeks. A guy that's not really known in this league, just known as, being a reserve for one of the other linebackers for, guys like J.R. Lawless, who needs a rest a little bit sometimes. But he's been stepping up in this game with some key deflections and tackles, kind of stop things.
EJ Minson, bottom of your screen. Stephen Bush, top of your screen. In the gun is Cochran. He's got Boletsky with him. Looking to, nope, there's play action. Throws back of the end zone.
Wow.
That one is caught. That is a touchdown. Perfect pinpoint accuracy. Has Florida again ahead by 2 possessions.
Do we say it now, Curtis? Is Riverboat Ron back, would you say? Fantastic work. What a throw from Cochran as well on that play action, knowing that he had little time left. Throws an absolute dart to Stephen Bush between the 2 safeties, just finding the middle between the 2 and breaking open the lead again. Now a double-digit lead for Florida. This has to be the big momentum shift that Florida was wanting here to start this second half.
Yeah, it absolutely gets this crowd into it as well. Talking about that throw, as Ethan Snead looks to add on the extra point. That throw, if it's any lower, Eddie Gage, the safety, has a chance to come in and jump on it. Instead, it's over his head, and it only gives a chance for Stephen Bush to make that play. Ethan Snead's extra point's good, and it's an 11-point advantage as Florida has a 2-score lead over Arizona.
Yeah, and that would have been a big interception for Eddie Gage as well, because he's got 93 interceptions of his own, and trying to keep the all-time lead to himself essentially with possibly number 94. That would have been big for Arizona too, but like you said, higher pass meant a touchdown for Bush.
Chance for Ryan Owens, 5 yards deep in his own end zone. He'll bring it out, get to the 20, and give him the 21, no farther than that. So neither return game going very far as it sits right now. Arizona, I think this is an answer drive. You only have potentially 2 quarters left of your season. Time to put some points on the board and have your defense make a stand.
Yeah, you can't play pretty as often as you did on that first drive in the second half with all those out routes, because you saw Florida adapted very quickly, so they need to go deep on a few of these passes.
They may try, but Florida may be seeing that coming as well. It will be DJ Moses on first down, has some room to go. Broken tackle, another broken tackle, gets through 3 Storm defenders out to about the 33-yard line. They'll give him the 35, actually. 1st and 10 for the Scorpions.
I'd like for the league booth to check DJ Moses to see if he's got any movie theater popcorn butter on his body right now. As you can see, he just shut off 3 tacklers, it looks like, just no effort whatsoever from him. And the only reason I can think about it is that he decided to go and look at the new Black Adam movie really quickly at halftime instead of listening to head coach Eddie Gage and, look to get himself some yards that way. And, it worked.
Split backs formation look. Thrown to the outside, caught. Not much to it, but a quick out route again, and maybe they start to lure them into a false sense of security, then go over the top. This is TJ Punk's first catch of the second half.
Yeah, and again, you have to be careful this time because Florida has done fantastic adjustments defensively throughout the second quarter and now this third quarter. The out route was the result of that Davidson interception earlier, so they can't sit too pretty on the out route here.
Looking to throw it over the top. That one is caught. Real good work. Safety comes in to make the tackle, but another TJ Punk reception has them 1st and 10 in Florida territory as they look to try to answer.
Yeah, nice little post route going right to the middle of the field. We haven't seen that too much from Punk aside from that 75-yarder that got him down the middle of the field, but this one a much shorter cut instead, and it splits between the safeties and the linebackers. We talk about that third level that can be wide open for those receivers, and Ashley Jackson found the spot.
Watch out for Evan Carroll and Ryan Davidson. They're playing up on their charges at the wide receiver 1 and 2 spots. Could be interesting to look at. Playing a man, they're going to go left to Punk. It looks like Carroll backed off a little bit there, gave him the reception. 2nd and 2, kept things in front of him, and Arizona takes what they can give them.
And I think this is the first time in this game that Arizona went with the deep outs instead of the short outs. And, it worked because it kind of lured Davidson to push back a little bit further, thinking he was going post, but he goes out instead, gets an 8-yard catch.
Watch out for the heavy set here. They've thrown out of this formation already so far in this second half, and they will run with Moses here. 1st and 10, though, as he gets just enough to the 31-yard line for a 1st down. More DJ Moses, tough running. It's not the creative and the elusive like Charlie Bullet Boletsky, but it gets the job done from an efficiency standpoint.
I think Arizona's going back to that time of possession battle that we talked about, early in this game here. And Arizona won that battle by only 12 seconds. So they need to really, focus on that time possession if they have to on this drive.
Lots of defensive backs. It'll be a handoff going forward, not much to it. And back to the line of scrimmage, but no farther is DJ Moses, who has just eclipsed the 50-yard mark for the first time today.
Yeah, and it hasn't been as smooth sailings for Moses in comparisons to his counterpart running back in Boletsky. He's kind of had to fight for those yards, but every yard has been crucial for Arizona.
He stands to the right of Ashley Jackson here, looking to throw it over the top again. That one is caught. Only one place for that to go, and that into the hands of his receiver. Found him, and it's going to be 1st and 10.
Yeah, and the first time we see Jay Hayden in this matchup here, and a nice little post out again. It's just the opposite side, not going Punk's way. Punk went with a deeper post route, which was decision time for the safeties to choose whether to cover Punk, who's the guy that has over 150 yards, or Hayden, who hasn't had any options. So Hayden's going to be open.
2 to the left, 1 to the right. In the split backs. Looking to throw it. Jackson, right side, caught, trying to get to the pylon, drags the defender, and gets down to the 2. Set 2nd and 2 here. They can get a first down at the 1. They're at the 3.
Yeah, and this might be option time here for DJ Moses to get a couple runs, probably up the gut at this point, because the offensive line has done a good job with up the gut runs so far as opposed to outside runs. So be careful with that, but maybe a play action as well.
9th play of the drive, as you see there. Split backs. Handoff. Moses is in. That's a touchdown for Arizona. They get it back to within a score and get, to within 4 points pending the extra.
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was thinking they were going to do here, just a run up the gut to Moses. They have a great interior offensive line that has great run blockage between the three of the 2 guards in the center. They have great pushing power after the snap to get Moses that open gap to run through, and that's been the story so far for Moses getting his 2 short touchdowns, is just that space. Great job from Arizona in response.
And an perfect 9-play, 79-yard answering drive, capped off by a blocked extra point, which keeps it at a 5-point deficit. And that brings us to a break in the action. 5-point advantage for Florida. It's the SFL quarterfinals on Next Level Sports, presented by APM Music. You stay right there. Presentation of the Simulation Football League is intended for the private use of our audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or account of the game without the express written consent of the league office is prohibited. Back inside the eye in Fort Lauderdale, 28-23. Florida has the advantage. A block extra point ends up with the Storm ending up with that 5-point advantage. Should have been 4, but here we are, as it'll be Art Vandelay back 2 yards into the field of play. As a return out to the 23-yard line, will get knocked down there. 1st and 10 for the Florida Storm. Huge shout out to Tristan Hatley, Ron Haynes, and the stats crew for making us sound smarter than we actually are. We promise. They've been killing it on stats all season long and tonight as well. So the background members getting some love in these playoff games as is deserved. Offset I formation, heavy set look with EJ Minson at the bottom of your screen for Ron Cochran. Handoff to left. Trying to get through the right side, taken down at the line of scrimmage. Nothing past that. 2nd and 10.
Yeah, and Arizona's key has to be throughout the rest of this game is to eliminate Charlie Boletsky's run game at any point, because you have to think Florida's going to keep running with them until they can't run with them anymore. Ron Cochran hasn't thrown the football as much compared to Ashley Jackson. Only 17 attempts through the air, and this one could potentially be attempt number 18.
Cochran's in the gun. Boletsky's with him. 3-step drop, throws, and a shallow cross that's caught for not much more than 4. Creates a 3rd and 6 situation. We talked a little bit about 3rd downs coming into this game. 3rd downs for neither team have gone particularly well, although Florida is improving. They're 3 for 5 right now. This will be their 6th 3rd down attempt of the football game. See if they can do something with it. Cochran throws left side. Oh, probably should have been picked, and it would have been a house call as well. 4th down coming. Florida has to punt it away, and Arizona has officially secured the momentum back to their side.
Yeah, and you said, momentum probably helped for Florida because they were converting on those 3rd downs. They were 3 of their last 3 3rd down attempts, and this one errs to the side of Arizona. Everett Garrison getting his hand on the football. Like you said, probably should have tried for both, and it would have been a house call for Arizona and get the lead back, but they'll still get to punt the football away and get an opportunity on offense.
Back deep for the return on the punt is Ryan Owens. Has it at about the 29, returned, broken tackle, and a decent return on the punt. Out to about the 38-yard line, and that is where the Scorpions will start this next series. A chance for them to potentially take the lead in this 3rd quarter as well, with just over 4 minutes left in it. Ashley Jackson back on the field.
Yeah, and you're going to probably see some more Ashley Jackson attempts through the air. She's already marking close to 30 attempts in this game, 24 of 29, doing a really good job completion-wise.
Over the top, quick little pitch and catch for an 7-yard reception. Finds his main target right now. That is, that is TJ. No, it's Will Todd. Sorry, the tight end. 88 and 89 in those uniforms look very similar. Either way, it looks like a 2nd and 3.
Yeah, and it's a 2nd and short situation. This is something that Arizona loves to do because it opens up the playbook. They can go any way. I suspect this one to go to Moses here.
It does not. Chance for Jackson. Heaves it over the top. Wow. The diving catch. And a 1st down and more out to the 27-yard line. They'll say the 30. And Will Todd with the athleticism stretching out to make a play.
And again, I'm going back to Dan Daly, but that's exactly the type of player that I see in Will Todd out of this. Just when you least expect it, it's just these straight go routes or these post routes that get the tight end open. And Will Todd did a fantastic job to stretch his hands and jump to grab that diving catch.
And that reaches back to the out routes from a drive ago that they were able to get on Florida instead. That one's tipped and nearly intercepted. One-handed deflection out of the air. And that is going to hit the ground harmlessly. 2nd and 10. Visit the SFL website at simulationfl.net for info about the league and its 28 teams. All the places you can watch live games, plus links to apparel from Sector 6 and SFL mini helmets from 97 Sports Promotions. See all the league records, team stats, player leaderboards, the rankings of the next class of SFL talent, and so much more. Simulationfl.net, your home for everything SFL. Power eye look. Jackson throws to the outside, puts it in Moses' hands. Moses going to try to split the blue sea there and get through the defenders. Didn't quite happen. It is 2nd and 10 coming up.
Yeah, a little bit of a tough assignment there for it looked to be, I want to say it was Bruce Banner, the center, coming in to try to add some extra blockage, but you can't block 2 guys at once. Florida doing a great defensive call to get to Moses and stop him right at the line.
Storm faithful getting loud, trying to will their team to a stop on 3rd down and a 5 wide. Over the top, it's caught. Out inside the red zone to the 18-yard line. Let's just say the 16. TJ Punk again, who has had a career day.
And TJ Punk, to steal a moniker from another Punk-like name, he has been the best wide receiver in the world in this game. He continues just to find those open pockets between the corners, the safeties, and the linebackers, and it's just been to great success. 14 targets, 12 catches, now at $184.
Another power eye look. Same formation. Puts it in Moses' hands. Defense gets there. A quick shoulder charge. Knocks down DJ Moses to the 20-yard line. It is 2nd and 12 as they lose some yards.
And again, Ryan Davidson getting his hands on DJ Moses. He's done it about 3 times in this game already, and he's been, a little bit of a menace to Moses throughout this.
Out route to the outside. Jackson finds her target. Brian Owens out there has had a few catches in this game. 3rd and 7. I don't think a field goal is what they should be going for here. If they have to go that way, fine. But I think this has to be a shot at the end zone.
Yeah, at this point, at least a 1st down. Maybe get a deep out route. That TJ Punk out route to the left side that worked earlier on their last drive may be able to work things out for at least a 1st down. And this is the formation to do it with.
5 wide, 12 yards to Pater. Got to get to the 5 for a 1st down. Over the top, that is incomplete. Not going to happen as that finds its way to the ground. 4th down. Out comes Cliff Allen to make it a 2-point game if he can.
And there's that one-on-one battle that we've been talking about where TJ Punk has been burning Ryan Davidson throughout this game, but Davidson getting his hands, just even fingertips on that football to not cause a TJ Punk catch again in the end zone this time, now forcing a field goal for Arizona.
30-yard chip shot for Cliff Allen, middle of the hash marks. Snap good, hold good, kick on the way. It is up, and it is through. No issue. They'll say 29 officially. That's fine. Either way, it's a 2-point game. Arizona needs another stop if they can get it with 1:13 left in the 3rd quarter.
And talking about Cliff Allen there, he remains perfect throughout this season as well. Now at 23 of 23 amongst one of the best kickers in this league and of all time as well, as he inches closer and closer to the all-time rankings.
Kick on the tee, ready to go. Art Vandelay again back deep for the return. Is in range for it. 2 yards into the field of play. Left at the 20. Stays left at the 25. Will get down to about the 28-yard line. And Ron Cochran and company ready to go once more. I think now is where you wonder how Florida is going to work on stealing back the momentum that Arizona firmly holds right now. Although Florida's defense definitely stood up that last drive.
Yeah, and I think they're probably going to go with the same method that's worked for them in the 2nd quarter. Look at Bullitt, see what he can do offensively, and if it doesn't work, let's see if Ron Cochran can throw a sneaky deep pass.
Single deep high safety is Eddie Gage out there. Over the top, it's caught, and it's a 1st down and more to the 44-yard line. And very close to getting some room to go off of that. But either way, Florida will take it 1st down.
Yeah, and as much as TJ Punk has been, dominating this game, as receiver-wise, you got to give credit to EJ Minson, who hasn't had a lot of touches throughout this game. That's just his 3rd reception total, but he's getting himself involved in this, this small sample size of Ron Cochran's passing offense, who is only thrown for 20 times in this game.
4-3 defensive look from Arizona. Boletsky has some room to go. And nice job from Arizona to try to bottle him up the best that they can. No long runs yet from Boletsky, knock on wood, for them. But you feel like he's kind of starting to warm up in the 2nd half.
Yeah, and again, it's maybe a tale of, 2 quarters again, because we talked about the 123 rushing yards from Bullitt in the 2nd quarter. He's been limited to 25. Arizona's done well.
Cochran, left side, sideline, caught. Footwork is golden. 1st and 10 again. As man, they've been all over it. EJ Minson again has a first down for the Storm as they get it over midfield.
Yeah, and that stopped the clock as well. So it gives Florida at least one more shot to, try to end things on a high note if they want to kind of go for another shock touchdown, which has been their MO throughout this game. Shock touchdowns here and there, big runs from Boletsky and a big Stephen Bush touchdown earlier.
That'll get us to the end of the third quarter. 28-26, Storm on top. 4-12, 86-68. I want to see him in chat. It's the SFL quarterfinal presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. Stay with us. Close to real-time look over the Fort Lauderdale skyline as we're inside the eye for the last SFL quarterfinal in Season 19. 2-point advantage for the Florida Storm over the Scorpions. Scorpions trying to send Florida packing and get to their first semifinal. Their second semifinal back in Season 17, actually, they had Florida, so my mistake on that. Either way, single right formation is Florida trying to put themselves back up a couple of scores if possible. That's a catch and indeed a first down. So they do get it into field goal range. EJ Minson for the second time in as many targets.
Yeah, and they're bringing the passing game a little bit more often here. Cochran's starting to throw their short passes, mind you, but they're still passes nonetheless. And he's finding his main target, Minson, reaching close to a century mark here.
Split back look from Cochran. Heavy set, will throw out of it. Check down, has himself a 5-yard completion. Linebackers get up to make the tackle, and more chances for the Florida offense to really burn some clock, take their time, but still move forward, which is their goal here.
Yeah, and Arizona did well with the time of possession in that third quarter, getting just over 7.5 minutes of possession time. So Florida wants to respond by probably getting a long drive of their own here.
Nickel look on defense. Looking to throw it right side. Caught, first down again. Florida finding the way to move it downfield. Art Vandelay has another grab. 1st and 10. One more time, and they're getting close to the red zone.
And it's this nickel and dime, mentality right now for Florida, and it's working out in spades because they're just inching themselves closer. They're not doing anything too risky here. They're just trusting in Ron Cochran to get those accurate throws. 18-24 so far.
Heavy set look. Handoff. Beletsky goes nowhere. Make it 2nd and 8. They'll give him 2. That's a generous spot. 2nd and 8 coming up for Florida. Next weekend, the SFL semifinals come to Next Level Sports, Saturday at 6:30 p.m. Eastern and Sunday at 8:45 p.m. Eastern. The London Knights and Mexico City Aztecs are in. Who from the United States will be joining them? Who will punch their ticket to the 19th SFL championship game? Find out next weekend on NXT. For a channel guide and more info about Next Level Sports, visit NLSE.com. In the gun, Cochran has Beletsky to his right, looking to throw it on a 3-step drop that's caught on the cross and ends up being a 3rd and 3 coming up. That creates a 3rd and short situation. Arizona has struggled defensively this whole season on 3rd down situations. EJ Minson on the grab there.
Yeah, and again, it's just a nice little dump catch. Minson kind of going off the script here. You can see a quick turn on an in route. He probably saw something that was open and got the catch.
Cochran, 1st down and more, trying to get to the sideline, and he's going to get dropped at the 7-yard line. But more importantly, 1st and goal for the Storm, trying to get back to a 2-possession lead.
And again, it seems like Florida, a team that, coming in, wasn't doing so well on these 3rd down conversions, doing really, really well over their last few attempts here. Now going to be 4 of 8, if I'm not mistaken, throughout this game.
Plenty of defensive backs in. Throwing is Cochran, trying to get it. No, good play on the spin move. Gets Beletsky in the open field, but he's taken down on the juke. 2nd and goal. He gets down to the 3.
And here's what we're going to see a lot of. Eddie Gage coming in to probably key himself on Beletsky moving forward here, because he has had a lot of touches, in that goal line situation. So he's going to creep forward a little bit here, as you can see, bottom of the screen.
Storm want to get themselves back up 2 scores. Put the pressure on Arizona. Over the top. That one is incomplete. 3rd and goal coming at the 3. Defensive line does their job.
Yeah, and Eddie Gage does his job again here. Seeing that the pass was occurring, he steps back just enough to get to this closest receiver that he can. Instead of going for the football, he goes for the player instead, and it works out for him because he doesn't get the catch. Now forces a 3rd and goal.
Florida, 2 more chances potentially to punch it in. Bunch top of your screen. Oh, chance over the top. That one is going to be caught, and it's a touchdown for the Storm. Guess who? EJ Minson one more time.
And that's great patience from Ron Cochran as well. The offensive line did a fantastic, spectacular job on giving Cochran the time and the place to give himself just enough patience, go through his progressions, find someone open, and it was only a matter of time for Minson to get himself open, and just a quick and easy pass gets him to the end zone, and now threatening a 9-point lead here if they can get the extra point, or the Storm.
Capping off a 12-play, nice 69-yard drive. 34-26 pending the extra point, which could give them a 9-point advantage. Ethan Sneed with the left foot puts it up and puts it through. Pressure is now squarely on the Arizona Scorpions.
Yeah, and you have to think Arizona side. You can't play pretty anymore. You are down by multiple scores. You need yourself a deep touchdown again. And you know what? We might be seeing another Jackson to Punk connection here on this drive.
Opportunities will be abound. How patient does Florida want to be? I think they'd probably want to just keep everything in front of them. One would think on their defensive side at their 5-yard line is where Ryan Owens will grab it. Tries a stiff arm. It does not work, as 5 Storm defenders on the special teams will get there with no problem to the 23-yard line where Owens is taken down. Ashley Jackson had a heck of a season, no doubt about that one, and now is a chance to really make a statement in SFL history if she can try to work a comeback from this kind of deficit with this much time remaining. Heavy set look on 1st down. That's a free play. Jackson trying to take advantage, puts it in the hands of DJ Moses. Not going to matter. 1st and 5 coming up.
Yeah, and it's just going through your progressions, just waiting for someone to make that jump. And sometimes that could be a good momentum starter for a team that's down by 9 at this point to get yourself a little bit moving forward here. Now it's going to be 1st and 5. Your playbook can be opened a little bit here, but I still think play more aggressive, get yourself a deep pass. We haven't seen too much of Connor Weston in this second half.
You're
Wouldn't
right.
be too bad of an idea to get himself, a deep route and see if he can get himself open.
Ryan Davidson done a very good job of absolutely blanketing on that side of the field. 4-3 looks like they might send some extra help. They do. Run blitz. It's going to be a first down, though. Good work from DJ Moses. The clock continues to run. It's ticking away with just under 7 to go.
Yeah, and Florida was really preparing for that up the gut run that has worked for Moses, in bits and pieces of this game, but they go outside instead, and it works off to get that first down.
Another heavy set look. They've thrown out of this before, but there are plenty of packages in this setup. Moses, spin move, tries to break a tackle. He was one layer away from having tons of green in front of him. 1st and 10, though, gets the first down.
Yeah, and that's Moses taking a risk and trying to get the spin move to break away from Andrew Francis. But I think if Moses decided to cut outside instead, he would have probably at least 10 more yards of space, if not more. So a little bit of an error in decision-making there from Moses, but nonetheless, it's still another first down, and it's moving the chains here for the Scorpions.
7 in the box, almost 8. Looks like the safety's creeping up to wreak some havoc as well. Zone play. That's over the top and caught. First down on looks like the skinny post there. 1st and 10 coming up for Arizona. That's 3 straight plays that have ended up in first downs. This one to TJ Punk.
Yeah, and you just continue getting receptions there. And if he's going to be open like that, you're going to throw to him because he's gotten you 15 yards per catch. So he's going to continue going that way.
Over the middle again. This one is tipped and incomplete. That one nearly caused big trouble for Arizona. It is 2nd and 10. APM Music is unrivaled music to bring your stories to life. Inspiring every production with the world's most robust and constantly refreshed music collection, state-of-the-art technology, and world-class customer service. APM Music's the official soundtrack of the Simulation Football League. To explore their library and to find the perfect tracks for your projects, visit apmmusic.com. In the gun is Ashley Jackson. 2 to the top of your screen. Things getting tense here in the eye. Crowd on pins and needles. That's going to be the right side caught.
Nice.
1st and 10 to the 30-yard line. And you talk about guys on pins and needles. Eddie Gage on that sideline breathing a little sigh of relief there as TJ Punk makes a play.
And there's the deep pass that they needed there. And then, yeah, you could see maybe not the most perfect route run by TJ Punk, but it still got himself open. And he got a little bit angry afterwards because you could see there, again, Andrew Francis, the last guy left standing on that backfield, gave him a little bit of a late hit, didn't get called, so he's a little bit angry after that.
Heavy set I formation look. Jackson to throw out of it, check down on the screen, chance on the spin. DJ Moses makes a man miss and gets himself 5 yards. Probably could have had more, but an interesting spot on that 2nd and 5.
And you have to think now with less than 5 minutes to go here, if I'm Eddie Gage, the head coach, I'm thinking to myself, maybe it might be time to start going with the hurry up and see if you can get yourself a quick score to keep yourselves within 4 minutes of the game.
And on the other side of the coin here, if Arizona is able to score on this drive, they need to be able to leave themselves time to get the ball back. This is over the top again. Tipped and incomplete. Oh, man, the hearts and the collective throats of every Arizona Scorpion player and fan out there. It is 3rd down.
2 sets of hands on that throw. Just a great pass from Ashley Jackson. No fault on her whatsoever. But again, Andrew Francis, he's been the guy of the 4th quarter here defensively for Arizona. Just enough of hands work to knock the football away from Connor Weston. Now it's a 3rd and 5 here for Arizona. This is gut check time.
Who are you in the SFL storybooks? Are you the hero or are you the GOAT? Let's see. Left side, caught. First down to the 15 to the 14-yard line. It is again TJ Punk. 1st and 10 for Arizona. They continue to move the ball, and this time they stop the clock.
Yeah, and stop the clock big time. They don't have to worry about hurry up or anything like that. New formation, new set of downs. They're inside the red zone now. This is the perfect scenario here for Florida on this first down. And I think you just go for the jugular here. Go for a deep pass. I think Weston can get yourself a corner out for a touchdown with this defensive play here.
He does have the additional room on the left or on the right side. Now this is a free play. Take a shot, Ashley. Left side, corner of the end zone. Picked. Doesn't matter. It's coming back. Arizona still has the football.
Yeah, and I think Jackson knew that, so she was willing to take that risk to punt, which was turning into a 2-on-1 matchup. Still getting the penalty nonetheless. You gotta keep yourself all ready to go, Alessandro Tamayo. You just got to keep yourself, intact in situations like this. A little bit of nerves from the defensive end there, who hasn't had a lot of work in terms of the stat sheets here tonight.
35-26. Arizona has to put points on the board here. It at least needs to be a field goal. They don't want to go that way if they can help it. But they're looking at 1st and 5. Looking to throw it to the outside. Chance, couple of yards, no go there past that. 2nd and 3 coming up after a 2-yard gain, and they'll go no huddle. Hurry up offense. Has him in the gun again. Snap taken, looks, throws, left side, puts it in Moses' hands. Moses, spin towards the end zone. Second spin doesn't get him there. To the 1 they go. It's 1st and goal.
Should have cut outside. Probably would have been a touchdown.
3:55 to go. Arizona in the gun one more time. Got to possibly get out of this formation if they can. To the outside, that's a loss in yards, and the clock continues to go.
Yeah, you said it. I don't think this is the formation they want in a close goal line situation.
Tight end off to the left. Same formation in the gun. They snap the football. Throw, top of the box. That is going to be incomplete. No. 3rd and goal, and you heard my broadcast partner with his heart in his throat. Adrian Blaine comes up to make the play. 3rd and goal.
And that football was in the air a little bit too much longer than I would have liked it myself as a wide receiver. That could have been picked off on just, a bumble catch from one of the defensive players. So Ashley Jackson's got to breathe a sigh of relief on that one.
Tight bunch, bottom of your screen. Single right. Looking to throw. Top of the box, nice. Touchdown, end zone, and they get it back to within a 1-score game. Here we go. Will Todd, who's had impacts all day long, finally gets in pay dirt.
Yeah, and that's just patience. Again, these two quarterbacks have been relatively untouched through this game. We don't have that many sacks to talk about except for Hunter Norwood in the first quarter. So great job from these offensive lines keeping their quarterbacks protected. And again, Ashley Jackson, plenty of time, wait for a receiver to get open. This time it was Will Todd, quick touchdown, and now they're an extra point away from just being 2 points down.
Here we go. Extra point is a pretty big one here to get it back to a 2-point deficit. Cliff Allen. Kick is up. Kick is through. 35-33. Florida with a chance to punch their ticket potentially to the SFL semifinals. Can they do it? We find out next. It's the SFL quarterfinal presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. Stay right there. All right, back to it. 2-point game in the eye in Fort Lauderdale. Chris Curtis, Brett Solberg. One of these teams has a hero on the roster. Who is it going to be? That's the big question you have to ask yourself, and hopefully we find an answer in the next couple of minutes. And Vandelay with a spin move and a good special teams coverage play to stop him at the 17-yard line. And here comes Ron Cochran, the wily veteran. Riverboat Ron. Does he take a risk in the final couple minutes of a playoff game to send them to the semifinals is the question.
Yeah, and Cameron Irvine during the break gave us a huge point for Florida here. 5 of their last 6 drives have ended in touchdowns. That 6th drive that we talked about that didn't convert was a 3-and-out. Arizona's looking for that 3-and-out.
How much time does Arizona let Florida burn off this clock? They're gonna try to. Oh man, it is going to be Bullet Boletsky and a shoelace tackle by Eddie Gage, I believe that is, who got him down to the ground. That probably potentially saved Arizona's season.
Yeah, that was the last line of defense as well. As you can see, sheds the tackle of one, spins through another, and it looked like nobody was going to get to him. But again, those rusty legs coming in with a great timing from Eddie Gage. He might be upset about the results of that play, but he's got to be happy that he prevented a touchdown.
Like adding oil to the Tin Man at the halftime break. It's exactly what helped him get to Boletsky there. 1st and 10. Time taken off the clock. Boletsky again. More room to run. He will get himself 8 more yards. 2nd and 2. And Boletsky, another career day, this time in one of the biggest games of his life.
And you can see the Arizona interior linemen, especially, both Norwood and Tilley, they're breaking through to try to get to Boletsky as quickly as possible, but they can't match the speed of the bullet, and he gets himself 8 yards.
Unofficially, 11.3 yards per carry, 203 yards on the ground, only on the ground for Boletsky, not including what he's done through the air. Offset eye, strong eye formation look for the Storm. Boletsky again tries to get the edge, doesn't matter. Arizona's defense comes up and makes a nice play, and now it's 3rd and 4. Biggest 3rd down of the Arizona season coming up on defense.
And again, it's the guy you don't expect to get those opportunities. It's Nick Butkus.
2-minute warning. Time for Arizona to stand up, see if they can do it. We'll be right back here on Next Level Sports. Two minutes to go in the eye at Fort Lauderdale, a 2-point game. Arizona has a chance to get off the field and give themselves a chance at a walk-off here. Single right. You got to think it's going to Beletsky here. Extra help potential. 4-3 look on defense. It's a toss play. Right side. Not going to happen. He is short. 4th and 1. Florida will punt it back to Arizona, who has all 3 timeouts, and there's a player down on the field as well. It is Eddie Gage, the strong safety Hall of Famer, is down.
Man, I can hear every boxing cornerman go, get up, all that, get up. You gotta play through the last bit here. But my Lord, what a stop from Arizona. Big key stops. We talked about, third down conversions through this game. Florida coming into this play was 3 of 4, now 3 of 5, and it's a crucial punt. Arizona now has a chance to get themselves the game.
Arizona did use a timeout on that last play to stop the clock. Minute 55 to go. It is Ryan Owens back deep on the return. He will attempt to return this. He will hold on to the football, which is the most important part of that. And now the Scorpions have to go probably 40 yards to get themselves in a decent field goal range, but they would love a touchdown if they can.
I would be more safe in saying 55 yards myself, just to give Cliff Allen a little bit extra breathing room for the field goal. Because when you get into crunch time and it becomes a 45, a 50-yard field goal, sometimes nerves can get to you. So this is gut check time for Arizona. Ashley Jackson, will you be a legend tonight?
See if she can find it in her to do it. To the outside. A little quick out route. Does not get out of bounds. 3-yard gain. 2nd and 7. Clock continues to go. Not a concern yet. Jackson. Quick throw. First down. Good little pitch and catch just off the snap. No drop back. And a 1st and 10. Still no huddle. Looking to throw it. Quick throw on another out route. This one will get out of bounds, and this will get them out of that formation. Quick 3-play sequence that was real good to get them about net 15 yards.
Yeah, and it's outside, inside, outside. They went to Will Todd on each of the plays, essentially. Outside, it was a quick 5-yarder. Inside, got them another 8 yards, and another outside again, 5 yards. Like you said, about 15 to 18 yards out of that. Great work from Arizona.
Heavy set, 2 in the backfield. Throw, again, outside, caught, 1st down, more. They keep the heavy set look. They're going to dink and dunk as much as they can. They still have 2 timeouts, minute 12 to go. Big
there he
hit,
is.
Sack. Oh, man, they have to keep the no-huddle going. I would have assumed they would have tried to call a timeout. They may clock it here. They will call a play. Thrown outside, caught on a spin and getting out of bounds regardless of that. 3rd and 14. DJ Moses steps out to stop the clock at the very least.
All right, here's what I'm seeing here. Arizona, I think on this next play, we're going to see at least 4 wide receivers. Look at TJ Punk at the bottom of your screen. Deep post route to the middle of the field. I would expect that from this 3rd and 14.
That's been money all night. You're right. See if they can do it. It is indeed 3 wide at least, 2 in the backfield. Punk at the bottom, Connor West at the top of your screen, who we have not seen much in this game in the second half. Thrown over the middle. It's incomplete. Oh, man, an overthrow from Ashley Jackson. I think that was intended for Connor Weston, but the nerve got to AJ in the backfield.
Yeah, and this time probably her first overthrow of this game. We've seen her a couple times underthrow a football, and it almost resulted in interceptions. Now, this is legendary moments time, Arizona. Who's going to step up to at least get this 1st down?
AJ looking to be a hero. 3 at the top of your screen, 1 at the bottom. 4th down for a chance at the semifinals. Looks to throw over the top. It's incomplete. Florida gets the ball back on downs. 1st and 10, and that may be enough to send them.
And Adrian Blaine, who has been all over the place for tackles, gets the biggest pass deflection of his career to send Florida to the semifinals. You have to think with less than a minute left, I don't think there's a chance that Arizona gets back. I think 1 1st down for Florida, and it's over here. So watch out for this next set of plays here. Look at the slow motion. Great field work to get that angle as well. And it was going to TJ Punk, the man who has been the man for Arizona in this game with 15 receptions, and it doesn't work out here for the Scorpions, but now they need to stop.
Expect to see Beletsky try to close it out. for the Storm. Been the key all night long. A 4-3 look on defense. Going to take some time off the clock. A run to the right using the blocking in front of them. Blocking gets in the way. Arizona calls a timeout. They have 2 remaining.
And that was a long run play as well to get those 6 yards as well. As you can see, good blocking, good decision-making from Boletsky as well to go behind the 2 blockers to shut off another second or 2 off the clock. And it forces Arizona to use their second timeout.
Here we go. Single right one more time on a 4-3 look. Right side, Boletsky taken down. 1 timeout left now.
Yeah, and it's a big tackle there from Iverson Gamble coming in from that slot corner spot this time. A little bit out of a regular position that we're used to seeing Gamble come from. But this time gets a key stop. Now it's 3rd and 4. Florida, you've been 3 of 5 in the second half on 3rd down conversions. Can you make it 4 of 6 and seal your fate to the semifinals?
Biggest one of the season, 3rd and 4. Arizona stacking the box defensively. Handoff, Boletsky taken down. Last timeout taken. They do have a shot, although it's a small one at this point.
Yeah, but it's a chance here, and that's all Arizona needs. We've seen it before from the Scorpions. They can score in a short amount of time. It all depends on where this punt goes. So Florida special teams unit, you will want it to be deep.
4th and 3. Punter lined up at his own 50-yard line to the 47 is where he kicks it from. Going to try to coffin corner, and it'll get down to the 14-yard line. 86 yards needed to get to a touchdown, probably another 50 yards for at least a shot at a field goal to send them to the semifinals. They have no timeouts, 33 seconds to do it in, and here we go. No breaks, no rest. AJ back out there to try to calm the nerves and send these fans home very unhappy.
Your defense has stepped up. Now it's time to step up yourself. 86 yards to the end zone. Let's go.
Single left, Jackson to throw. Throws, looking for the out, got the out.
Quick 7 yards, but I don't think they should be acting pretty too much for too long. Once you get to around your own 35-yard line, that's when you should start throwing it deep.
Nasty stiff arm by TJ Punk as he got out of bounds as well there. That was kind of disgusting, but really funny to see. 2nd and 3.
Done it a few times in this game, too.
He's lined up opposite Evan Carroll down there. Connor Weston lined up outside opposite Ryan Davidson. That's a slant route that's caught. 1st and 10. Clock goes. This might be a clock as well. We'll see. 20 seconds left. Yep, they will. They'll clock it from there. 17 seconds left. I think at this point, first of all, Eddie Gage done for the season. So if done for the game, I should say. If the Scorpions are able to do something with this, and by some miracle defense has to come back out, Eddie Gage will not be there to help them out. 17 seconds left, though. 5 wide for Jackson. Still some time. This has to be a chunk play here.
Punk's on the bottom here. Look at him.
Punk got bumped. Throw. Caught. Got to get out of bounds. He breaks a tackle down the sideline. He will get out of bounds there with 10 seconds left. And he's actually at the 39-yard line. 56-yarder from here. So they need at least one more play.
They need an out route. That's as simple as that. A quick 5 to 8 yard out route. That'll give Cliff Allen a chance here. It's going to be a deep field goal if they can get the catch.
If they can get a 5 to 6 yard play not too far away and immediately clock it, they have a chance as well. And nope, instead they're going to bring out the field goal unit for a 56-yard attempt that could send Arizona to the semifinals. From the left hash, they waste no time. Snap is good. Kick is up. It's on the way. Does Arizona go? Oh my God! Arizona did it. They win the game. Well, for 5 seconds left, but for all intents and purposes, they take a 1-point lead on a 56-yard field goal from Cliff Allen.
Not only is this field goal given Arizona the 1-point lead, but that is a league longest 56 yards. We haven't seen anything deeper than 53. The wind gives Arizona and Cliff Allen the favor here. You have to think Florida only has the kickoff return for a chance to get back and win this.
The eye is stunned right now. If you are Art Vandelay, you need to get out of bounds. He's going to try to return this. This could be the last play of the game. He is down with 2 seconds left. And barring something from nowhere, the Arizona Scorpions, I think, have just stunned the 3-time champ Florida Storm.
And you're talking last-second shocker as well. One play to rule them all, Riverboat Ron. With only 3 of the receivers, though, this is dangerous.
This does not look good. 7-step drop. Got to make something happen. Throw is short. It doesn't matter. The Scorpions win. They are headed to London to take on the Knights in the SFL semifinals.
And you have to think sidelines. Everyone is ganging up on Cliff Allen with one of the kicks of SFL history. Put that in the SFL Hall of Fame, Mr. Cameron Irvine. What a kick from Cliff Allen. Clutch Cliff comes in and he nails a 56-yarder. That's unbelievable. I'm almost speechless at this point. My God, Curtis, what an effort from both these teams. This is going to be a top 2 SFL game of this season and maybe a top 5 game of all time for sure, Curtis. Oh my God.
Man.
Words escape
Last
me.
second, 10 seconds left on the game clock. And they bring Cliff Allen out. They could have gone an out route to make it easier. And I don't know if maybe there was a conversation between Cliff and Eddie Gage on the sideline saying, you know what? Put me in. I've got this. I don't care how long it is. We're going to the semifinals. And he did. Man.
And you have to think that I have never seen a field goal over 55 yards attempted. It's only happened, I believe, in a couple times in SFL history that a field goal attempt of 55 plus happens. But he nails it from 56. I believe the wind was in his favor as well, so he had a little bit of help. But geez, I think the headlines for the Arizona magazines coming in, Eddie Gage died so Arizona could win.
Eddie Gage made the tackle so Cliff Allen could do that. What a game. What a ride. The Scorpions have a date that is going to be very challenging with the London Knights in Queensway in 1 week's time. We will think about that here eventually. But right now, basking in the glory of what is a Cliff Allen essentially a walk-off field goal. TJ Punk should get player of the game, and he does. So that is that was well-deserved. 249 yards from TJ Punk, and that is the performance of his life, helping to lead his Scorpions to a 1-point victory. We have more coverage from this game and all the other quarterfinal matchups, and we lead into the semifinals in just a couple of minutes. We go to break and then to the post-game wrap-up with Cameron Irvine and Tyler Falk after this. This has been the Simulation Football League presented by APM Music on Next Level Sports. Stay tuned for post-game.
Bye.
Tyler, that was wild, but we're over time. Give us your thoughts in 60 seconds.
Jumped out of my seat. 56 yards from Cliff Allen. That's the longest field goal I've seen in my time here in the SFL. What a ball game. That's on the docket for best game this season. What a game. Our first upset of these playoffs, and it couldn't have come with an absolute stellar performance from the entire Arizona team. Hard loss for Florida to swallow, but that's the playoffs.
That's an all-timer for sure. Arizona goes to London next Saturday at 6:30 right here on Next Level Sports. Mexico City will travel to face Baltimore in the other semifinal. For all of us at the Simulation Football League, that was a football game for the ages. Arizona wins on a miracle field goal from Cliff Allen, 56 yards, believed to either tie or be a new SFL record. For Tyler Falk, I'm Cameron Irvine. We'll see you in the semifinals next weekend. Have a great night, everybody.